Alright, every universe inside space has three cosms. Alright? There's a microcosm, a nutricosm, and a macrocosm. Okay? The microcosm is quarks and smaller. Okay? So you have your quarks that make up protons and neutrons. Okay? Smaller than that is the microcosm. Okay? Protons and neutrons and larger up to galaxies is the nutricosm. That's our neutral ground. That's our relativity. That's our fundamental relativity. Okay? It goes from protons and neutrons to a galaxy, which is the largest structure in the universe that we know of. Okay? Before it gets to plasma again, which is Bolshoi. Bolshoi, if you want to look it up. Bolshoi. It's the universe. Okay? It's plasma. It reverts back into plasma on a scale when you zoom out further and further and further. See what I'm saying? So this is the largest solid structure in the universe before it reverts back into plasma, which is the macrocosm and larger. See what I'm saying? So you have protons and neutrons, you have your molecules, you have atoms which form structures, planets, stars, all of this that we have on our neutral, fundamental, relative level, our scale, until it gets to galaxies. Boom, that's the macro, that's the largest spot, that's the largest area, that's the largest structure. Boom, now you have your macrocosm. Galaxies, galaxy clusters, galaxy filaments that are, and larger, you know. So that's the macrocosm. That would be space. Now our universe is literally tiny. Okay, our universe is tiny. This is the tiny, that's a singularity, boom, and it spreads into a universe, a living universe, all right? Now, this is space. Everything outside of that is space, okay? This would be the whole of space. This is what is felt. Our universe is heavy and dense compared to the relative to space, okay? So space is literally going to feel the weight of our universe, all right? Now, our universe only has a finite amount of matter and energy in it, all right? But in the whole of space, there is infinite matter and energy. Okay, so how does that make sense? If you have finite energy and matter in a universe, but there's infinite energy and universe in the whole of existence, then how does that make sense? Well, it only makes sense if there are other universes. See what I'm saying? An infinite amount of universes that exist inside this giant verse of space. Again, the whole of space. Whole as in whole, H-O-L-E, and the whole as in W-H-O-L-E. See what I'm saying? And I believe that's exactly why both of them make sense. This is how they both connect as the same word. It's a whole, but it's the whole. See what I'm saying? So I believe this is where these words come from. And there's a lot of words that I've managed to connect to all this, ironically, that makes so much sense, and I figure it has to be the origins, or somehow the origins, and most of them are Greek, and the Greeks had this technology. I mean, the Alpha and Omega, like I've been talking about, you know? So it makes sense that the Greeks had technology before, and things just kind of got out of hand, and we destroyed ourselves. Again, the whole of space. This is the universe. This is our whole universe. And gravitons, gravity, and macrogravity. Okay, there's a microcosm, that's the gravitons. There's the nutricosm, which is gravity, and there's the macrocosm, which is a macrogravity. This is our universe being felt. Okay, see, that's the macrogravity. And on our cosm, our nutricosm, we got regular gravity, and then there's gravitons in the microcosm. But gravitons, it's all connected because gravitons can grow to the size of gravity. Gravity can grow to the size of macrogravity. See what I'm saying? So it's all connected. See, gravitons exist on every fundamental cosm. Now this is all pseudoscience, but I don't know why they would call it pseudoscience, because there's no evidence. It seems to me that there is only evidence. That's all there is evidence. But nobody wants to believe this stuff. But the only way to make it work, or to even understand it, is to know that this stuff isn't make-believe. It's actually real. But the thing is, when you consider this stuff, you'll have to consider that maybe the Bible has a little bit of truth. Maybe some of these religions have a little bit of truth in them, and people don't want to consider that. They're too hard-headed to understand that something that lasts for thousands and thousands and thousands of years has some kind of truth in it, when it makes only rational sense to believe that it has to have some kind of truth, or it would not have survived that long. Okay? It's irrational to believe anything otherwise. And that's just my opinion, but, I mean, it's a logical opinion. Now, this is just like some kind of philosophical kind of thing I worked out. So I started with God, okay? Generation, operation, destruction. Space, electric, and nuclear. Creation, order, and chaos. Okay, all of those are the exact same thing. And ironically, they all coincide this way and this way. Okay, so generation would be space. Space generates. It creates. Okay, operation, electric operation. If you have electrical operation that's in order, that's electricity. Okay, because electrons in order and uniformity is current. So that's operating whatever devices we need. Destruction, nuclear, chaos. Everybody knows what that one is. Nuclear bomb, that's destructive. That's chaotic. But it all exists inside infinite space. The fathomless existence. The flat plane of existence.